It can feel unsettling when the closeness you shared starts to turn inward on you. When loving them didn't just bring warmth or connection, but quietly began to make you question yourself. You may notice how the doubt didn't arrive all at once. It slipped in gently, in small pauses, in moments where you replayed a look, a tone, a silence, and wondered if you imagined the closeness that felt so real to you. There's a particular ache in that, when what you felt seemed solid, but slowly started to feel less certain. Not because your feelings changed, but because something around you stopped meeting them in the same way. It makes sense that this would leave you feeling unsteady. You weren't reaching for confusion. You were responding to what felt present, what felt shared, what felt alive at the time. There's often a strange coexistence here. Part of you remembers how natural it felt to care, to lean in, to offer attention and tenderness without measuring it. And another part of you holds the moments that followed, when their responses shifted, softened, or pulled back just enough to make you pause. You may feel the wanting still there, alongside a growing awareness that something wasn't matching. Both can exist at the same time. The warmth and the hesitation, the attachment and the questioning. You didn't move between those states because you were unsure of yourself. You moved because the ground kept changing beneath you. And each time it did, you adjusted quietly, trying to stay connected without losing your footing. In those quieter moments, doubt can start to sound personal. You may notice yourself wondering if you read things wrong, if you were too open, if you expected too much without realizing it. There's often a gentle turning inward that happens, not harsh, but persistent. A checking, a rechecking. You may replay conversations, searching for the moment where things shifted, or where you might have stepped slightly out of sync. It makes sense that your mind would do this. When closeness becomes inconsistent, the instinct is often to look for what you could have done differently, even when nothing was overtly wrong. That kind of self-questioning doesn't come from insecurity alone. It often comes from caring deeply and wanting to understand how something meaningful started to feel uncertain. What's hard is that there isn't always a clear answer waiting at the end of that questioning. The doubt doesn't resolve neatly. It doesn't suddenly turn into clarity or relief. Sometimes it simply sits there, alongside the affection that hasn't fully left, alongside the memory of being chosen in small ways, even if not consistently. You may find yourself holding both the connection and the confusion, without either one fully canceling the other. And that can feel tiring. Not dramatic, just quietly exhausting. There's a sense of staying with unanswered feelings longer than you expected to, of carrying them forward because there was no moment where they were clearly set down. And maybe this is a place where nothing needs to be decided right now, where the doubt doesn't have to be solved, and the love you felt doesn't have to be defended or dismissed. You're allowed to acknowledge how being close to someone who was inconsistent left marks you're still noticing. not wounds to fix, just impressions that take time to soften. You can rest here, with the knowing that doubting yourself didn't come from weakness, but from trying to stay connected in a space that kept shifting. If it helps, you can let this moment linger a little longer, without asking it to teach you anything, without asking yourself to be different. Just staying with what's here, as it is, for now.